The site of the Paris Garnier Opera House was constructed over a reputed subterranean lake that inspired author Gaston Leroux to incorporate the legend into his 1910 novel, The Phantom of the Opera. The Palais Garnier is a setting for the enticing horror story of the Phantom, who haunts the stage and subsequently falls in love with a beautiful young soprano. Architect Charles Garnier's winning proposal for the design of the opera house evolved into an unlikely surprise. George-Eugene Haussmann's appointment as the Prefect of the Seine in June 1853 revived interest for the creation of a permanent opera house. The venue had spent the past 32 years in temporary lodgings at the Salle Le Peletier. Haussmann had settled upon architect Rohault de Fleury's design in March 1858 based on a consistency with his own aesthetic taste, practicality, and reasonable expense. His decision, however, was not announced publicly immediately. A change in France's Minister of State with the appointment of Alexandre Walewski complicated the implementation. Instead of contradicting his predecessor, he suggested an open competition. Applicants were allowed a month to submit entries in the two-phase competition. Over 170 proposals were considered. Garnier's project was initially awarded a fifth-place finish out of 7 architects to make the final round. Fleury, with Haussmann's blessing, envisioned his project crowning his career. He was not included in the top 7. In the second round, Garnier impressed the judging panel by encapsulating the divergent tendencies and political and social ambitions of its era. The judges further admired Garnier's design for the clarity of his plan, which was a brilliant example of the Beaux-Arts design. The judging panel enthusiastically chose his entry. Following minor modifications, the building would commence construction in 1861 and be completed in 1872. The finished masterpiece would become applauded as one of the most famous opera houses in the world. Fleury's name and legacy would be long forgotten in the recognition of great architecture works. The Garnier Opera House remained the primary theater of the Paris Opera and Associated Paris Opera Ballet until 1989, when a new facility, the Opera Bastille, opened. The Garnier facility is currently used primarily for ballet.